And we see that from 1268 to 1272, almost 4 years, he wrote almost 4,000 pages. And it seems that the King of France, Louis the Ninth, supported him, might have given him secretaries. So that was the reason why the enormous production of his writings. It also seems that in 1273, he stopped all kinds of writing, had a great experience that, whatever he has written is worthless. So he stopped, and 1273, he passed away. So during his lifetime, he introduced the Aristotelian philosophy in explaining the Christian faith, and also he was someone who was preaching. So he almost walked, it seems, from between these great places like Naples, Rome, Cologne, Paris, 9,000 miles within his lifetime. So someone who has totally dedicated in thinking, reflecting, preaching, and transforming the church to imbibe the great intellectual legacy of Aristotle.
So this Aquinas philosophy, can it be called a baptized version of Aristotelian philosophy? That means Aristotle had a scientific and philosophical framework, a cosmological view of his own. What St. Thomas did is he introduced this Aristotelian framework to interpret Christian faith, and only some elements from Christianity were used, or it was used or introduced into Aristotelian philosophy. And therefore, is there actually some fundamental difference between Aristotle and St. Thomas Aquinas?
Well, we can see that Aristotle's philosophy, as you said, is used to interpret the Christian faith. The Christian faith in terms of the life, death, resurrection of Jesus Christ is interpreted in terms of the Aristotelian categories. So any rational interpretation has been given by Aquinas. So we can see that there is a great synthesis. Aristotle, as we have already discussed, he was taking the physics, the cosmology, into a metaphysics, which we also said that Aristotle found that the inadequacy of interpreting the world in terms of physics alone. So he has risen from there, transcended to metaphysics. So this movement, physics to metaphysics and to theology. So this great synthesis we can find in Aristotle Aquinas axis.
When we introduce Aristotelian categories into Christianity, I feel that there is a great difficulty in explaining the Christian God in terms of Aristotelian unmoved mover. When we read Bible, what I see is that there is a God of history who is getting angry with the people when they are going against his will, and when they are repenting, he is becoming merciful to them. And when they were moving in through the desert, he was